Good afternoon. It's December 13th, 2022. And today we're in a downtrend most of the day. But it was just a range day because we had these overnight lows. The news item caused these overnight highs, and we were just trending down to try and test the overnight lows, which looks like we failed to do. Some good trades in here, and there was a couple of trades in the past couple minutes. Maybe you don't want to trade this late, but there are some good trades right there. So we'll take a look. Maybe I missed something earlier, like in here or down here, but I don't think so. But yeah, let's take a look. I don't see anything in here. It's all pretty far from the EMA. And then you have this news item coming up, so you want to pretty much be flat anyway. So after we get the news item, we get this channel down. You get a break, a couple legs to a new low. I don't see anything in that. And then you get this move up, and there's nothing really in there. We get a break, and we get this sideways stuff. You can see this is clearly a range here, very congested. It breaks out to the high side before failing right at that measured move. And then we come down and we test this support a few times. And this didn't make a lower high, or a higher low, excuse me. If this made a higher low, or even a matching low with this one, I'd probably mark it green. Because you probably didn't want to take this second entry, even though it's like a double or triple test, because the bar closed below the EMA. But if you got a higher low, maybe you would take that, even though we have this resistance right here. Then we get a breakout pullback. We can't quite push past that measured move. It comes back, tests it again, and then goes higher before failing right at the opening. And we get this spike and channel down, and it's just too far from the EMA. There's nothing in there you can take. And we get this break, and we fail to reach the EMA again. We get the new low, and then it reverses. And unfortunately, you get this reversal right here, but look at those two dojis, and it doesn't really look like, it looks like you're going into the high of the channel. You probably would have had your channel drawn like this. And so it looks like you're going in the high of the channel. So maybe you take this one. I've been meaning to mark it green because this kind of looks like the reversal. It looks like this one is the push down. But that's pushing it. Marking this as green is pushing it because you barely have room to the top of that channel. Turns out, I think the channel is more like this. And that was a midline. So you get some resistance up here. And then it makes a leg up. And that overshoot leads to the break. And you get this second entry long, but it's below the EMA, very congested, like 4 bars overlapping, 5 bars. We come up to try and test the opening, and you just about make it there. You come a couple points short, though. So you make this like triple top, double top type thing. You might look at this as a first failed second entry right here. But that's a bit, I think that's a bit risky. But prices are, I mean, we made this leg down. We've been flip-flopping a little bit, so there's reasons to like that. And if you look at this as a double top, first entry, failed second entry, that's too far away, but you get this first, second entry short, and that confirms this trend channel. I marked it red. There's a lot of room to the downside here, but this could be support. So I mean, it could be green. This could be green, but it looks pretty good to me. And you get this second entry short here, and it traps people. Really, these just look like inside bars. So if you're saying this is the bar, you get 1, 2, 3 inside bars, and they're all dojis. But it kind of looks like they're all inside this bar, and yeah, that just, it looks congested like that. And really, this kind of looks like a second entry short, but Again, that's congested too, but this turns out to be a trend channel, and you get confirmation with this, but then you get a lower high here, and then we bounce again here, and you get a first entry, second entry short off that trend channel. Take that, and that a lot of people like that. And this turns out to be a channel. You could find it being a two-tiered channel pretty much right away, but we get this overshoot very quickly. And you get this second entry, and it's right at that midline, but you're in no man's land. I think you'd have to take it on the engulfing bar. I don't think you would want to go long beneath this bar. There's just not a lot of room to the lows. And we come down here, and people are probably figuring out, like, okay, this is a trend channel, so buying starts coming back in. People who sold probably taking their profits, and you get this first entry, second entry off the trend channel. You don't want to take that because we don't know if we're going to get a break from the overshoot. You do get a break, but it's only very slight, and you get you could look at this as a double bottom, first entry, second entry, very, very bearish signal bar. I like that one in real time, and in real time, that was clearly a lot of longs were trapped because it shot down right away. And if you don't take that, you got this failure. It closes beneath the EMA. Take that, and really, you could. I mean, probably by this one, you don't want to take it. I was going to say you might, but all those dojis by that time probably sit out in there. But a couple good entries right there. And then we formed this, and you get this second entry, but it just looked like we were overdue to correct, and that's what happened. So this is just in no man's land. I marked this green, but, you know, in real time, I was like, I think this is a trap. It's in no man's land, and I should probably just take that off. And yeah, so we get this clear break, and then we just start going sideways, and this is very congested. I don't think you want to take anything in here. And I marked these as the lows, but after the fact, it looks like these are the lows. And really, I think it's just the midline of the overnight highs and lows. You do get a failure right here, I'm seeing, but with it being so back and forth, you want to be really careful. I'll mark it green. Come down here. Congestion leads to a break. Second entry short above the EMA. We get this correction, and then we just sell off here. I don't see anything in here I like. And then, so we're trying to test the overnight lows, and it just doesn't happen. I don't think you want to take anything in here. These are all like inside bars, congestion. This one looks like it's a second entry short, and we just test these highs a couple times, but you don't know if that midline's going to hold, so not too crazy about that. And we just got more choppiness. We break out to the high side. You get this measured move that holds prices. You get a second entry long right here, but you probably don't want to take that if you see the measured move because you're thinking we are going to go to the lows. We test this level of resistance, previous level of resistance, now acting as support. It bounces, and you get this second entry, but then you get this lower high, and I like that at least to ride to the EMA. Really, I don't even like this one, but when you get that signal bar, that'd be tempting, but when you get this one that closes low, I like that one. And then we test that support again. It goes higher, but the breakout fails. Maybe you take this one with plenty of room back to the EMA. And you can see we get this steep move down, and you get a break, and then another leg down, new low, and then it reverses. And I don't think you can take this back to the EMA just because of how congested it is, but that's basically a failure. Failed second entry short below the EMA. That's why we don't take them though. But anyway, this turns out to be a trend channel up, and you get a really nice second entry long off of that trend channel. So if you see that, I think you got to take that. And then you get another second entry long right off that trend channel. And The failure is right here. So it's not a failure, but you might even take that. So that's how I saw it today. I hope everyone had a great day. Let's get one last look at this, and I'll be back tomorrow.